29th Annual Circle City Classic pits North Carolina Central and South Carolina State. As we preview that contest here in the Spoken For Communications Game Preview, I'm Chris Hooks, play-by-play voice of the NCCU Sports Network, joined with the head coach of the Eagles, Henry Frazier III. Coach, 2-2, 1-0 in MEAC play as you get ready to take on South Carolina State in Indianapolis. I mean, we're where we thought we could be here at this point in the season. Obviously, there's some room to grow.
Oh, no question. We were hoping to be at least 2-2, 3-1 if things fall right. 4-0 would have been great, but we definitely got a lot of work ahead of us, and the bye week came at a perfect time.
What did you use that bye week for? What did you concentrate on? Did you go back to the basics?
Well, not really. I mean, we kind of got some film on South Carolina State, and we kind of inputted some things that we're going to focus on this week. Kind of introduce the guys to South Carolina State schemes, but it was only hour and a half practices. It wasn't long, drawn-out practices. And then we finished on Thursday, and then we were able to get the guys away from football for a few days. We've been going since August 1st. And a couple of days during the week, I told the coaches by noon I wanted them gone, because we had some 6 a.m. practices last week. So, take the kids, go to the kids' school, take their wives out to lunch or something. Just get away from the office for a little while. And they took advantage of it. And we were able to hit some local recruiting, and some of the coaches got on the road and did some recruiting on Thursday and Friday. And the student athletes got back on Sunday evening at 6 o'clock for a workout. They had a 2-hour workout. So, now we're getting ready to roll on Tuesday, get ready to go and have a full gear practice, get ready for South Carolina State.
When you look at this contest, just playing where we're playing, Lucas Oil Stadium, just the opportunity for not only the program, the university, but the student athletes that will represent the university.
Yeah, and I think it all goes to us developing our FCS brand as North Carolina Central University football program, man. And that's what we're doing. Brands, just going to be around for a long time. It takes a little time to build, and we're building it. Last year we played in the Cleveland Browns Stadium. And the Cleveland Classic. This year is the Indianapolis Colts in the Circle City Classic. And we played Bull City Classic against Duke. That's something that's going to be established for years to come. And that wouldn't have happened if we wasn't the FCS program. So we're building our brand. We're excited about building our brand. And now we need to start translating some of those that branding into some wins.
Looking at South Carolina State, they're one of the perennial top teams in this league. What kind of challenges do you see in Buddy Pugh's squad coming into the contest?
Oh, it's a huge challenge. I mean, they definitely are one of the premier programs in the MEAC, and you just got to look back to last year for us. It was physically, I think they even though it was a shootout on the scoreboard, physically, they beat us up a little bit. They ran for over 300 yards. That quarterback had a career day. Ran for 100, threw for 171. Ashton Jordan had about 226 on the ground. And we were bouncing off him like he was a grown man playing against little boys. So from a physical standpoint, they took away the run from us. We were forced to throw 47 passes, and fortunately for us, Michael Johnson was hot. And Gio was finding seams, and we were able to connect. But I don't want to throw the ball 47 times in no football game. So our physicality is going to be tested against South Carolina State. And you got to throw away their losses to Arizona and Texas A&M. That don't count. They're a good football team. They kind of manhandled Norfolk State, and they were up on Bethune, and I think they kind of relaxed, and Bethune came back. And then they put it to Georgia State. So they're a good football team. They're a well-coached football team, and we're going to have our hands full.
I think this will be a game for you that you can answer some questions as well. You got the win against Savannah State very convincingly with the 28 points in the third quarter. This is going to be another litmus test for your program. Hey, how far have you grown in year number 2 under Henry Frazier?
Yeah, and that's all a part of the process when you're building a program that you have little benchmarks. And you look at the benchmarks, and this is a benchmark for us because, for my respect for Buddy Pugh as a football coach and what he has done with South Carolina State football program. So it is a little benchmark, not a huge one, but it's one, and I just want us to be able to play, come from a physical standpoint and actually, take it to South Carolina State. That's what I want to see. I want to see us take it to South Carolina State in terms of from a physical standpoint. And then, we'll let the X's and O's work itself out. And then, we had a fourth quarter lead last year, and we got away from us, and we got worn down a little bit.
Jordan Reed, 3 touchdowns last time we saw him play. How can he continue to grow?
Just going through his progression, just trusting the system and trusting himself and trusting his own talents and his instincts, and he's starting to do that. He's playing with more confidence every snap, every game, and you can see it. Last week the week before last was a pleasure because he had a chance to run with the starters. He had to do the things that starting quarterbacks do, and I thought he handled everything with poise. With charisma and with composure, because that was my biggest knock on Jordan, his composure. I just thought he was a little antsy in the pocket. But I'm so happy he's proven me wrong, and he's grown. And that's why we never hold grudges on players. Just because a player may do something one year doesn't necessarily mean he's going to do that the following year. So you always got to wipe the slate clean and give them give them a fair chance to prove their worth. And if I was still harping on what he showed me last year, then we wouldn't never gave him a shot. So I'm happy that I wasn't stubborn or anything like that, because he's showing some composure and he's saying, Coach, you was wrong. I'm a composed quarterback. So I just want him to continue to get better, continue to improve. And if he does that, we're going to be tough to beat down the stretch.
Defensively, again, number 1 against the run coming into this ball game in the MEAC, 11th in the nation. That's certainly going to be tested.
It's going to be tested big time, man. And I'm looking forward to it. I think we're so good against the run because we just can't defend the pass. We've been lousy against the pass, and I think offensive coordinators are smart. They say, you got John Drew and Xavier Proctor and Chase Tripp and all those guys up in the middle, and Stephen Young, and I'm not going to run the ball in there. I'm just going to throw the ball. So I think we have to become smarter as football coaches to mix up our coverages, to mix up our pressure packages and keep some offensive coordinators off balance. And we got to do those things down the stretch. If not, then teams not going to try to run. They're going to just sit back in the pocket and throw the ball. And we can't allow that to happen.
Coach, here's to hoping we take another step in the right direction this week in Indianapolis. Best of luck. We'll talk to you as the week progresses.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's head coach Henry Frazier III. Spoken for Communications brings you this preview of North Carolina Central and South Carolina State in the 29th annual Circle City Classic. Enjoy the ball game.